All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up with saying Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harikah Kodash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone of my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the argument of pushing the truth to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Khanak Sha'an Ba Yasharallah from the Lions and the Yasharallah here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is going to be another Lions Den News and Prophecy, and this is on this article in the Times of Israel, and it says, Iran unveils claimed hypersonic missile, says it's able to evade all air defense. All right. It says Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Iran claims on Tuesday that it had created a hypersonic missile capable of traveling at 15 times the speed of sound, adding a new weapon to its arsenal as tensions remain high with the United States and Israel over Tehran's nuclear program. The new missile, called the Fatah or Conqueror in Fasari, is unveiled even as Iran said it would reopen the diplomatic post on Tuesday in Saudi Arabia after reaching a detonate with Riyadh following years of conflict. It says tightly choreographed segment of Iranian state television apparently sought to show that Tehran's hardline government can still deploy arms against the enemies across much of the Middle East. All right, so what they're doing is setting a precedent or setting a statement, with mainly the United States. All right, it says, today we feel that the deterrent power has been formed, Iranian President Abarahim Saisai said at the event. This power is an anchor of lasting security and peace for the regional countries. Right. Peace against who? The United States, who's always been causing trouble in the Middle East ever since after World War II. It says, General Amir Ali Hazizadeh, the head of the paramilitary Revolutionary Guards aerospace program, unveiled what appeared to be a model of the missile. Hajazidah claimed the missile had the range up to 1,400 kilometers, 800, which is 870 miles. That's about mid-range for Iran's extensive ballistic missile arsenal, which the Guard has built up over the years, as Western sanctions largely prevent it from accessing advanced weaponry. Right, but they're seeking other places to get weapons, like from Russia. So these other nations are going to be heavily equipped to go against Babylon. Thus saith the Lord, because Yahweh Shem Shai is going to destroy this place, man, with thermonuclear warfare. All right. It says there exists no system that can rival or counter this missile. Shlakia. Hajazada claim. All right, and you got the Iron Dome in Israel, and you got the Nasasam that the United States use as a missile defense system. Hold on, let me make sure. All right, so it was right. It's called the NASAMS. It's the National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System. All right. But from what they're saying, with this particular missile, it could evade any missile system, any missile defense system. All right. It says there exists no system that can rival or counter this missile. All right. Hajizadah claim. Damn, that's hard to say. That claim, however, depends on how maneuverable the missile is. Ballistic missiles fly on a trajectory in which anti-missile systems like the Patriot can anticipate their path and intercept them. Tuesday's event showed what appeared to be a movable nozzle for the Fatah which could allow it to change trajectories in flight. The more irregular the flight path, the more difficult it becomes to intercept. According to Reuters, Iran state TV said that the missile can bypass the most advanced anti-ballistic missile systems of the United States and the Zionist regime, including Israel's Iron Dome. The Iron Dome air defense system, however, is designed to intercept and destroy incoming short-range and mid-range rockets, artillery shells, as well as small drones, and would not be used against larger or longer range missiles. All right, it says Israel's Arrow 3 long range missile defense system would likely be used in such a case, as it is meant to intercept ballistic missiles while they are still outside the Earth's atmosphere. All right, so you got some of these missiles that got to go straight up in the air, out of the atmosphere, and come down, and that's the path that it travels to its point. But you got the Avangard, like one of Russia's missiles that has AI technology, and it's nuclear powered, so it could travel around forever, damn near, and it's maneuverable with AI technology. So it'd be almost impossible for any missile defense system to intercept those missiles. All right, it says Iranian officials also did not release any footage of a successful launch of the Fatah hypersonic missiles weapons, which fly at speeds in excess of Mach 5 or 5 times the speed of sound, could pose critical challenges to missile defense systems because of their speed and maneuverability. Iran described the Fatah as being able to reach Mach 15, which is 15 times the speed of sound. China is believed to be pursuing the weapons as is America. Russia claims to already be fielding the weapons and has said it's used them on battlefields in Ukraine. However, speed and maneuverability isn't a guarantee the missile will successfully strike a target. Iran's Air Force in May said it shot down a Russian hypersonic Khanzal missile with a Patriot battery. Gulf Arab countries allied with the United States widely use the Patriot missile system in the region. Iran's main rival in the Middle East also has its own robust air defense. In November, Hajizadeh initially claimed that Iran had created a hypersonic missile without offering evidence to support it. That claim came during the nationwide protest that followed the September death of 22-year-old Masha Amani after her arrest by the country's morality police. Tuesday's announcement came as U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is to begin to visit Saudi Arabia. All right. So, I mean, it might not, they could be bluffing, but I doubt it. That's a pretty big stress to say that they have something so powerful than to really not have anything at all, just to try to pump fake or bow up at America for the defense secretary to be visiting Saudi Arabia. I mean, who knows? But all in all, it's going to end in an all-out war against, America, United States, rather, and NATO. And so, like Scripture says, the least of them shall draw them out. So America is pump faking, acting like it wants war, but the rest of these nations are saying, "Come on, bring it. We're ready for you. We got some stuff that you ain't gonna be able to handle." And really, with the way the economy is going in America, the United States can't afford to go to war. They don't have the money. They don't have the capital. They don't have the revenue to go to war. So initially, all they have to do is just pull sanctions and flex their muscles and try to, do an economical war and like get these other nations, the other countries to submit down like they had everyone submitted to the dollar, man. But all in all, it's going to end up in an all-out war. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua muster up the host of the battle. All right. I want to get a scripture to close it out. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 2. It says, no, 2 verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And by us doing these lessons and everything, that's blowing the trumpet and sound the alarm of warning of the destruction to come. That's being brought by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, and it is nigh at hand. But, these other nations and 2/3 of our people, they're not trembling, man. They're thinking this society is going to go on forever. So they're not listening to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua spoken by his prophets. Verse 2, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever like, either shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Right. So it's all these missiles that are going to be shot off. The Lord is going to denuclearize the world, and there ain't going to be no more nuclear missiles after this. After World War III launches off, and those 200 million missiles hit the Babylon the Great, which is America, the United States, then that's every single nuclear weapon that's been invented is for the day of the Lord, man. Verse 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. All right, the land is a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Right, and that's talking about the missiles. The fire from in front of it is the nuclear warhead, and the fire that go behind it is the propulsion. And all this is being done by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He mustered up the host of the battle, and he created the smith that blow up the coals that bring forth the weapon for his indignation, man. So when we see these things happening, just like the elder just made a video talking about the dam being broken, all right, and all types of earthquakes happening in Haiti and things like that. These are the signs that we look for to understand that our salvation is nearer than what we once believed, man. So we look for these things to come into play, for these prophecies to come to pass, because we know that's leading up to our salvation. All right, Lord, willing this lesson to edify and to serve his purpose. With that, I'd like to say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Harikah Kwadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herawan as well. Salutations to the icon that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.